Hey everybody, happy Friday evening into the end of November and getting to the beginning of December. Wanted to do a Q&A. Actually, we got one letter from Dan in Tennessee that we're going to read first, but we haven't done a Q&A in a little bit. I haven't connected with the audience in a little bit to give you guys a heads up on what's going on and everything. I actually had thought about trying to get a live stream together to try to talk to you guys a little bit more in detail, but timing just doesn't seem to work out for that because we have so much of an audience that are overseas while we're still working here. But anyway, I'm going to read this letter quick from Dan in Tennessee. We asked everybody else a couple days ago to give us questions that you guys may have, both on Facebook, on the View from the Cheap Seats page, and if you guys don't go to that page, feel free to like that page. We're going to be running like a exclusive contest on that page over the next couple weeks also, so be interesting if you guys log into that page, and we also notify you when videos are uploaded on that page as well. But from Dan, it's Dear Kyle and Mary, greetings from Memphis, Tennessee. I'll do my best not to ramble on for very long. You probably both don't remember, but I was lucky enough to meet both of you back in September. It was on the opening Sunday of Halloween Horror Nights. You and Mary are at the front of the line waiting to be seated at the Hard Rock Cafe. I was on my way out and all but practically jumped into your arms. I do remember that. We were going to eat at Hard Rock, which was our place of choice for Halloween Horror Nights, to go eat beforehand pregame. I was very excited to see you both just standing there in front of me. It was not my intention to hold you up, and I apologize if it was rude, and it wasn't, from us, just responding. However, we chatted for a quick minute. I mentioned I was also there for Halloween Horror Nights, and I was doing the RIP tour, which, by the way, I highly recommend. It's rather pricey, but well worth it in my opinion. Kyle, you graciously suggested we take a picture, and I spent the rest of the night telling my friends about your channel, so thank you for being so nice. And absolutely, if you guys see us in parks or anywhere, like around anywhere, because we get stopped all over the place, and when we travel to other states and everything too, but I think it's very cool when we were able to see that people are actually connecting and watching our stuff, so, but feel free for sure to say hello and everything. And the reason why I'm talking fast, this is going to be a very long video, I think, guys, because we have a lot of questions and a couple of things that I want to talk about also, so strap in. I enjoy watching your videos, especially because you do more than just cover Disney, and it's refreshing to hear honest opinions on what you see and do. Again, it's nice to see you aren't afraid to criticize Disney. Most other YouTubers seem very hesitant to point out negative aspects, as if Mickey Mouse, Goofy, and Donald are going to bust down their door and beat them up. Well, you do a great job. I appreciate your efforts, and hopefully you'll continue in the future. Screw all the haters out there. I'd like to share a quick vlog you did, Kyle, and I couldn't stop laughing. If you wish to continue reading, you're on the express monorail just passing through the Contemporary, coming up on the Magic Kingdom, and you can hear a child crying and his mother's yelling at him, which is only causing him to cry louder. And without missing a beat, you calmly say, happiest place on earth. I couldn't stop laughing. Well done, sir. Thanks for providing an escape. Keep up the good work, and I hope to run into you guys again. Sorry for slapping printing. And P.S. Any plans to go back to Joysticks Bar downtown? Take care, Dan, member of the Cheap Seat Nation, and proud of it. Thank you very much for your letter, Dan. I very, very much appreciate it. If anybody wants to send us mail, there's always a link in the bottom of our description for any type of mail that you guys want to send. Very, very happy to meet people. All three of us run into people in different places, and usually it's more embarrassing, I think, as far as anybody being embarrassed, it's usually more embarrassing for Jess because she's usually with friends or people that are kind of like, what's going on? But the one thing that I wanted to say, because this is a common theme, and I think we're probably going to get this in a bunch of the questions, but, you know, for probably the better part of the last month or two, I've kind of started to put together videos and hesitated on putting together videos and, you know, kind of pulled back the brakes and everything. Again, the channel has kind of gone, in my opinion, from looking at like the management of the way things go, and every YouTube channel, no matter how many people want to say it or not, it tends to be like a business, or you can see like video management things when you're trying to promote yourself and things. We've kind of gone off the rails a bit over the last couple of months, and I can just about pinpoint back to when it did so. But I want to talk about a couple things here that you point out in the letter as far as like criticizing Disney or just being open and honest. I do think that there's a lot of folks that are honest out there, so I don't want to say that we're the only people and we're the only people keeping it real, because then, the next thing you know, we get subtweeted or tweeted about on social media about, people wanting to be real versus not being real and things. But Mary and Jess are like burying their heads because they know what's coming. But the reality is, a lot of times when it comes to like the media things and going to parks, or if it's going to pretty much anything, if you're getting invited to some things, and people have asked us, or they kind of, I don't think that it's not well intentioned when we get messages from people that say, don't worry, you don't have to be critical. One day maybe you'll get invited to, X media event, or maybe someday somebody will, they'll bring you in. We've been invited to a lot of different media type of opportunities for different parks and different things. But I want to make this clear so that folks understand when you're watching other channels or reading reviews in papers or anything like that. I don't know if anyone reads papers anymore, but for the most part, when you're going to a lot of these events and you're on the dime of the media, you're there as an extension for them to do promotion. A lot of these parks and other places actually have you sign documents or sign your kind of your life away, that when you are agreeing to participate under the guise of being media for them, that you need to promote them and you can't push out negative things. For those that don't know, we also do a podcast, or I do a podcast along with Paul from IOM Geek and Joey, a very good friend, and sometimes Drew from Inside Universal. But we've been fairly open and honest in the podcast. It's all geared around horror nights and Halloween-y stuff and things like that. I think, from what we've seen in the community, like even with horror nights, where we've been critical for some things at times, like this year, Horror Nights, I enjoyed it, but it was not scary whatsoever. When you come out and you say things like that, it's not fitting the narrative of what people want you to say for media. And we're not invited media for Horror Nights. At one point, we were asked if we wanted to go to Horror Nights as part of media. But I'd rather tell you guys that I don't think that the event is what it was in the past, or maybe 25 was better, or things like that, instead of saying, like, gosh, everything is fantastic, when it's not fantastic. Because what ends up happening is, if I tell you the truth, or folks tell you the truth that are kind of in the media piece, if you don't toe the line for the message that you're being asked to narrate, you are not invited back. And that is the fact for Disney, it's the fact for Universal and SeaWorld. There are also different things that come along with it, like for some of the parks that you get invited to their events, you need to go to like every event. And I don't want to be the channel that's out here selling you on the new pretzels that are at a theme park, or the new drink mixtures that are out there in a soda machine, or things like that. That's not us. And when it comes to Disney, there are things to say about Disney that are not the greatest at times. We just did the Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party. There are things that are positive, and I point out the positive, and there are things that are negative. And what I think has happened over time with our videos is that people will point out and just say, you're only focusing on the negative, or, by keeping it real is being negative. And I'm not trying to be negative whatsoever. I'm trying to keep things fair, and keeping it split down the middle in an objective type of review and feedback for you guys. We've never said that. The other piece of this too is that we've never said that we're just a theme park channel. And I know a lot of questions that we're going to get here tonight are around theme park things and things like that. We've done things historically for the last 4.5 years with concerts and everything else. And when I go back to saying what I said before about, I can see where we've gone off the rails over the last couple of months. I think it was probably 2 months ago or 3 months ago, I made a video while I was with my friends at Hollywood Studios and talked about live streaming, and not wanting to come off as a beggar to folks. You know, it's kind of like having an open guitar case. And I did get feedback that was from folks that was objective, and I appreciate, you know, what folks said, like if they feel like throwing somebody some money, that would be great. And people have even said that to us. I mean, and the reality is, you know, I've thought about it over the last couple of months, like maybe you should open like a Patreon account, or you should have the ability to have like a tip jar or something for if folks want to do it. But I think there's a difference between when folks want to objectively give you something and consistently posting in a video, you know, like, hey, if you want to support us, or if you want a shout out or whatever it is, to give some money. When we did that video, we immediately had the most like thumbs down and negative reaction and ridiculous comments. And people left some ridiculous comments that I don't think people realize. Like, as soon as you leave a comment on a video, the YouTube creator gets an email string of every comment that's left in a video. So when you delete your comments, it doesn't delete it out of that string. And there's screenshots, and there's people that put up videos afterwards that are in this so-called community in Orlando, you know, for theme parks. And people think like everybody is best friends. And I could only say, like, it couldn't be any further than the truth. There are some people that I think we're very good friends with, and have very good relationships with. And there are people that would stab you in the back in a second, because they want the next click, or they want the next $10 tip or something like that in a video. And that's reality. And the comments that were on that video carried over, where people's fan bases also want to pick and choose or follow and want to fight things. We've had, I'm going to be straight up honest, we've had some really awful months the last couple of months on YouTube, as far as YouTube growth, views, reactions, anything that people leave in a video for interactions, like thumbs down. I've said this before, you leave a thumbs down or you leave a negative comment or things. It goes into the YouTube algorithm to be able to promote your videos, or the mix. And we're getting that promotion or that algorithm boost because of people leaving these things. But it's ridiculous to think there are people behind this camera that are putting out that content. And what people have done, they've kind of mobilized their armies and things or fan bases to just slam us consistently. And I think it's been really unfair. We've seen videos that we've posted in the past, so things that don't fit like the Disney narrative, or they don't fit the theme park narrative, get reported to YouTube and things. Like, we've had videos that were specifically around like Bike Week, and we've done a lot of, I think a lot of the positive feedback we get from folks are, you do videos from all these different things. But we've had Bike Week videos that were age gated, not what t-shirt Bike Week videos, but literally like people on motorcycles riding their bike, you know, on Main Street, Daytona, age gated or taken down, or, you know, like flagged for inappropriateness. The same thing with some of our music things. So some of the things that really get me are things that I think, you know, we say at the end of every video, treat others the way you want to be treated. But that means basically love everybody. We treat everybody the same way. You treat people with respect, you get respect back. But that means any religion, race, sexual orientation, and things like that. The videos that get flagged for us, the first Bike Week video was with, let me just say, there are people that may not fit the same mold as us sitting on the couch, that may have been in thumbnails, or that were riding bikes in the video, or videos that also got flagged were like Lady Gaga, where she promotes the fact that, you know, there needs to be equal rights for things. We did a video for the tour of CNN recently, and it was ridiculous. We went to the CNN building because we wanted to see how the television production aspect of things worked. A news
channel, any type of news, you know.
Those are things that like people immediately are like, I don't like this, and it goes beyond the point of clicking a thumbs down or leaving a negative comment, and you know, where people are just out to kind of destroy the channel or do permanent damage or harm, because I think, we're not afraid to put out there that things should be equal, and we're not taking a side for anything. So when it long answer, like I said, this is going to be a very long video. Long answer short, or response to the part about criticizing Disney. It's not just Disney. I think it's anything. You need to be objective and not go through life with rose-colored glasses for anything that you're reviewing or looking at. So.
And not everybody has to like everything. So
yeah, without a doubt.
There's no reason. I mean, I grew up with the phrase, "If you don't like something, don't say anything bad. It's just keep it to yourself." And I've lived through that. There are so many things in my life that I've just no one needs to know if I don't like that or not. No reason for it.
Yeah. The internet's great.
Yeah.
Gives everybody a voice. And a lot of it is, I think, because people have a voice, or they do things behind a keyboard, and they do things that they would never necessarily say in public or out loud.
Exactly.
So, in any event, we're going to get to questions, and there's a lot of them. So we're going to try to get to as many as we want. And when folks sent 8-part questions, we're going to try to just shorten things up here a little bit. But here we go. And also, before we started, actually, Jess was just pointing out, I was all over the place. And I do apologize for being all over the place. I have thought for, the better part of the last 2 or 3 months how to phrase some of the things that I was trying to say. And it may not come out the way that I intended to sometimes. So I'm just trying to cover off on different things. But here we go. I'm going to look at Facebook questions first. And we're going to be quick. And the first one's from Thomas. What are your top 5 must-see horror movies? I don't know if Jess has top 5. But we have to be quick.
I have one.
What's your word?
Sinister.
Sinister?
Yeah.
Okay.
The original Don't Be Afraid of the Dark.
Oh, I have another one. The Freddy one.
Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yeah.
And Hellraiser.
I would say Night of the Living Dead. Friday the 13th. I love the entire series, so it's hard to say. The first Halloween.
Trick or Treat.
No. The Exorcist.
Oh, The Exorcist, yeah. Oh, Amityville Horror.
Amityville Horror was great. I'm going to throw one out there that I really like, that it's kind of cheesy, or 2 of them. One is Shocker. The other one is The People Under the Stairs.
Oh, People Under
Annabelle.
the Stairs.
Annabelle was good.
The new one.
Okay. That's some of them.
That's it.
Halloween is as far as singular movies, that would be up there with a Star Wars for me.
Ooh. Oh.
No, I saw the Amityville Horror in the theater.
Cabin in the Woods.
Cabin in the Woods, that was good too.
Yeah.
Okay. Next one's from Alana. What's your favorite year that you've attended at HHN? A lot of these questions are ones that we've done before in other videos, but we're just going to try to go through them quick.
25 or 26.
The favorite year at HHN, and your favorite house of all time?
La Llorona.
La Llorona.
You're welcome.
That was a good one.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Soon
that
to
was
be a major
good.
motion picture.
I liked Evil Dead.
No, but what years?
I don't remember what year it was, just the last couple of years.
The
Was
one
it
from
20
2 years ago?
Yeah.
Okay. What was your favorite year?
25.
Yeah, I think 25 was my favorite year, and my favorite house was the
The Monsters.
Is it called Monsters? The Jack house that was the celebration of all of the prayers.
Yeah, that one. That was my favorite.
That house I could do over and over and over again.
Yeah.
Next one is from Justin. Actually, we skipped one almost. From Carl. Tough one. Rank the Star Wars movies. I can't even think of all those Star Wars movies at this point because we've so oversaturated.
many.
Jar
of
Jar
them.
Binks. Anakin dying.
Phantom Menace for you, number 1.
Jar Jar Binks. And Anakin. And Anakin dying. The lava.
Revenge of the Sith.
Everything else is whatever.
I know everybody's gonna yell at me for this, but I'm brain dead right now. What's the one in 83?
Return of the Jedi.
Okay. Yeah. I saw that in my friends in the theater, so I thought that was really cool.
That's it.
I don't know if I could rank them all because I'm going to try to do this fast on top of mine. But Empire Strikes Back,
No.
the original Star Wars.
Go in numbers.
I don't know, and like I really like The Force Awakens. I would put that up towards the top. I like Return of the Jedi. I don't know, Carl.
We like them all.
No, I don't like them all.
No.
I'm going to be completely honest. I'm not going to be a
I'm
complete
totally
Star Wars
like it.
fanboy either. I mean, I love Star Wars, but I've been so turned off lately. But
Yeah, The Force Awakens pretty good.
I like
Kylo
The Force
Ren's pretty
Awakens.
hot.
Yeah. Kylo Ren.
Yeah, Adam Driver.
So it's kind of like a half answer. I apologize. The next one's from Justin. And he wants to know, what's the most I've ever paid for a Pepsi?
Go. I don't drink Pepsi, so.
$8 at the Elton John concert the
Yeah.
other night. But thank you for rubbing the salt in the wound there, Justin. And by the way, Justin, I could also ask, what was the scariest most scared you've ever been in a haunted house? Because that was probably my favorite time going through anything at Horror Nights. Next one's from Ryan. This is a great question. Tom Kiefer or Vince Neil?
Who?
I would pick Vince Neil, even though
Tom Kiefer sings for Cinderella. Vince
Cinderella.
Neil, Motley Crue.
Cinderella? Like
Yeah.
the movie?
no.
So it's lost on that.
See,
So for Mary, it's Vince Neil, it
Well,
sounds
see,
like?
the thing is, I like Motley Crue, but when I've seen Vince Neil singing lately, he's horrible.
Oh, well, I don't know if he's talking about lately. I mean,
Well, even back then,
you got to
he,
think of span of the career. I mean, lately, neither of them can really sing.
I know, but
I'll go Vince Neil for Crew. I love Cinderella stuff, and the thing is that we were actually in the car ride recently where some Cinderella songs came on Sirius, and Mary wasn't very familiar with some of the stuff. So I am very familiar with Cinderella. I love them, and I love some of their non-radio stuff. So I would love to say Tom Kiefer, but I have to say Vince Neil because he's part of the crew.
Can you quote that? I love Cinderella stuff.
The next one is from Chris. Think back to when you first moved to Florida. What was the biggest adjustment from New York?
not living in the city, transportation.
Yeah, there's no real
Sucks.
public transportation here. That's probably the biggest thing.
I don't know.
We
I live
had
in an
one-
apartment. I had my own bedroom.
We had one car up in New York, and we hardly ever used it. When we came down here, a week after we moved, we had to buy another car because we couldn't get anywhere without it. you
Yeah,
know?
everybody needs a car and a dependable car at that. Like one
Yeah.
that's not disposable or you're just barely using it.
I only
So
remember living here. Really.
Yeah.
that's probably the biggest thing. The other thing is anything that you need water for recipe wise, the water is totally garbage here. So that's a
What do you mean?
big thing. The water tastes like
The paper towels?
bottled water in New York,
It has the sulfur smell.
Yeah. New York water tastes like bottled water compared to
Yeah, New
here.
York water is
So-
just
All right.
perfect.
So the next one's from Gemma. What have you enjoyed most or least, most and least of this year?
Answer first.
Well, for me, it's Jess graduating and Jess graduating.
Oh, I forgot about that. I guess that's a big thing.
Because it's really exciting and happy and really, really upsetting.
The only one that I thought of was seeing Lady Gaga and Kesha. That's all I cared about.
That's all I care about. The thing I enjoyed the most was just graduating. I actually that's one of people always ask like what are the videos that you go back and watch every so often and things, and that's one that I will watch over and over again. And I wish there wasn't like copyright type things because we used that Queen song "I Want It All" when we got to the point where she was walking across the street, and I wanted to play the whole thing, but. I really loved that day. That day was really great. What did I not like or what did I like the least? And this is where it gets like the heavy thing and not fun. My mom was in a pretty serious car accident, going back almost 4 months ago, where she wasn't able to walk for a good chunk of time, and it's been a very long road for recovery. It's been very, very difficult. That's changed the course, I think, of what everybody in the family was doing, including us, and that's why videos became so much more sporadic, and it wasn't as many theme park things and things like that.
Yeah, same thing on my end,
yeah,
because
and-
my mom had double bypass too.
Yeah, so just opening up a little bit more. So, and then Mary's stepmother is also sick with terminal cancer. So
Yeah.
we've had
We've had a fun year.
a really shit year.
That's true.
With highlights. So
But I graduated.
yeah,
I know.
that was an extreme high point, and
And
a
then
lot of
bunches
low
of
points.
crap points, yeah.
So, next one's from Kevin. Does it ever feel old? Does it ever get old and feel like a job, or is going to these places as fun as it looks? Here's the thing: like we actually all three of us have jobs at this point, and I don't think. And this question comes up a couple of times here, so we'll see when it comes up next time. I don't think it'll ever be a full-time job for me. I don't know how people do it full-time now, being what I mean YouTube, especially with legislation changes that are coming. Overseas, that will probably limit what videos get played and monetized and things. So there's a lot of changes coming that you guys should probably get hip to, especially if you're like addicted to YouTube and watching videos like we are as well. Does it get old? I've said this before, and then other channels have come back out and said like it's like we're making this up. When you're out having fun, and we have certain days that are just really ridiculously fun days that I love having and being able to capture. Those days are awesome. And then there's days that everything feels like a job. If you've got to sit down for 2 to 3 hours at a shot to edit a video, and then feel there's pressure. The more, everybody, these, small YouTubers are trying to get up to, like, I need 1,000 subscribers. I need 2,000 people. I need 3,000. I need to do this. Once you get to a certain point, you don't realize, like, hey, I've gotten to this point. Then there's more pressure to actually continue to either grow or keep everything going for what's out there. And that becomes the point of, what strategy am I going to do to try to keep growing things? And it does become a job. Everything is a job. So, there's fun days, and then there's stuff that's not fun. And I think what we've done this year, because of the stuff that's happened family-wise with illnesses and things, like a lot of the non-fun stuff we kind of cut out. Like if it was going to be more of job type stuff or felt like a chore, we weren't doing it. And then ironically, the stuff that I think that is the most fun to us that doesn't feel like a job, like I will say this, the most fun video that we've done in forever was when we went to the couch races again this year.
I had so much fun watching
I
that.
loved it. And if you guys haven't watched that video, we even have special guests in that video that
That was a surprise.
it was awesome. We had a really great day.
know.
But those videos get like no views.
Yeah.
People want to see Disney. They want to see Universal. And if you need to go to Horror Nights every single day, or you're going to Disney every single day to try to get views, that stuff does feel like a job after a while.
Yeah.
So, next question is from Marcus. What goals do you have for the next 5, 10, 15 years? Love the content. Love long-time Cheap Seats groupie. As always, want to say thank you for what you guys do. I don't even have a goal at this point for the next 5 months. And, just to be straight up honest, like, my goal and one of the questions in here when you go is like, why did you start the channel? And I know you get that same question all the time. We started it because we wanted to, there was like twofold. One, we wanted to be able to document everything we were doing together because it leaves a library of days together that we've done stuff for just to be able to have when we're long gone.
And we were doing it before, but we just weren't
Yeah.
posting it.
Yeah.
And then, we actually had an older channel where we had a couple of viewers found like the older channel there too, that we're like looking like, hey, I found this old stuff that was out there from like 10 years ago.
Is that my Nerf?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Mom.
So, I'll be honest, like I wanted to hit, subscription wise, I would have loved to have hit 100,000 subscribers a long time ago.
What was the question?
Goals. And then I was thinking like when you hit that, where do you go from there? And it was probably be done. And I think every time that we say that we're done, we keep going back because we like having fun and we like being able to share the stuff that we do. So as long as we're having fun, we'll put stuff out there.
Mine is graduate.
Yeah. Your goal is
Graduate.
graduating school, starting work. I don't know. I don't know if there's any other goals for YouTube, especially for beyond that. We'd like to be able to travel more. I'd like to be able to get
I want to go on a cruise.
like an RV. Yeah, you cruise.
RV.
RV, see the country, see the world.
No, I want to go on a cruise.
I want to go on a cruise.
Me
too.
and Jess will go on a cruise.
Let's go on a cruise.
Yeah, we're going to the Bahamas.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll go anywhere.
Instead of,
I like to go overseas. Yeah.
yeah.
No, but we're going on to Bahamas. And I'm also going to Mexico, so.
The next one's from Leanne. My husband runs a Dukes of Hazzard store in Gatlinburg, Tennessee. If you're all fans of the show and you like the hoodies or hats or coffee cup, let us know. We'll send you stuff. Nobody has to feel obligated to send us anything. If you want to send us anything, we have a P.O. box down below. I loved the Dukes of Hazzard. I know it's
I
like
grew
kind
up
of
with
like
it. That's my car that I've wanted
It's like
all
the
my life. And I know I never have.
politically incorrect show. Now, I think for people, and that's where I say again, like, whatever you put up, like half the people are going to say that they don't like it, and the other
You know
people are
what?
going to like it.
I'm
But
from Tennessee.
yeah, I love. We love the Dukes. Good old
Dodge
boy.
Charger, the best
Yeah.
car in the world. Not the new ones.
I would like to do a video in an actual, like generally Dodge Charger. Maybe like
Who's driving?
just somebody else can drive. I'll just film it. But anyway,
Actually, that can go back to another question. My goal in like 10 years is to have a 1969 Dodge Charger.
Where are you going to drive it?
I don't care. I just want one.
okay. We're gonna get rid of your Kia Soul.
Yeah, I'll take a
It
Dodge
was
Charger.
your Kia Soul.
Yeah. All right. So here's that question. Mark asked, "What's the reason you started doing vlogs, and do you still enjoy doing them?" And that was we just kind of said the reason a minute ago. Do we still enjoy it? We enjoy it. We probably, like I said, we enjoy doing the other stuff, and we probably would show even more home stuff and everything if people were interested in it. But it just seems like when we do stuff
Boring at home.
that's not, we do stuff that's not, event related or destination
Christmas
event.
stuff, like setup.
Yeah, we could do that. And then we get like, people jumping ship, like it's like literally like a cartoon of people jumping off the side of the ship when they put out videos like that. Kevin wrote favorite park. I think
I've
we've
always,
answered this in the past.
yeah, I like Animal Kingdom.
Universal.
Which one? Studios or Islands?
They count as one.
Huh?
They count as one to
No.
her.
Both.
Oh.
Hollywood Studios for me.
False.
Brandon wrote, "You have the opportunity to see one concert from any artist, band, living or not. Who would it be?"
Lincoln Park.
I was just going to say Lincoln Park. We've not seen Lincoln Park, and I was so upset. I can't
Well, I
see
mean,
them
he's
anymore.
dead. You can
Well,
still
that's
see
what I'm
them if you
saying,
would like
yeah.
to.
I think mine is the Beatles
Wrong.
or Stevie Ray Vaughan.
Wrong.
Led
Tell me.
Zeppelin.
Tell me the right one.
All right. That was a good question. Stephanie Ann wrote, "Pick your favorite band and discuss what a ride inspired by them would be like, kind of like Aerosmith's Rock and Roller Coaster."
I have 3 favorite bands, so I
Choose
don't know.
one.
And I
Oh,
can't
boy.
choose one.
You have a 33% chance. Just
Choose one that a ride would be made off of.
Yeah. Mom, just choose it.
Slipknot.
Slipknot.
Now, what type of ride would that be, Mom?
I don't know, maybe like a horrifying roller coaster.
It'd be like
no
a
idea.
teacup ride.
Oh, I thought it was like an elevator. Like, ah! Like,
I have no idea.
what about you?
I guess Van Halen, and
It'd be a shoelace.
yeah, it could be like, because I think like the finger tapping from like Eddie, you can kind of have like those roller coasters that go upside down that are like on the track that kind of like swim and
That's
everything
very
like
true.
that. I can't think of the proper technical names. I know you can laugh at me out there for not knowing the type of roller
I
coaster.
don't really have a favorite band.
No favorite band?
No, not
You listen to
really.
stuff all day.
Yeah, I know, but I listen to
Acacia.
everything. What's a Macacia?
No, I said
Keisha?
Keisha.
Kesha?
Kesha?
Whatever.
Oh, I like Kesha. We can do her. She'd be one of the ones that like.
A merry-go-round?
No. This is the cart, and it goes, and then it goes like.
Okay.
That's descriptive.
Very good.
All right. Ralph asks, will you be going to Star Wars Celebration in Chicago? If so, what panel are you interested in seeing? Here is another thing to say, like, in all honesty. I did a video about this when we were doing, like, the last update for construction at Star Wars Land or Galaxy's Edge at Hollywood Studios. The recent movies and I think the community reaction kind of sucked the life out of Star Wars for me recently.
Because it's Disney.
And I don't think it's because of Disney. I just think in general there's too much. We don't need no more cartoons from Star Wars, that's for sure, in my book. But the long answer, or short answer is no. I'm not going to Chicago. We made a final decision because I think what we've seen over the last couple of celebrations is that like every panel that's worthwhile for seeing is live streamed on the internet. So why, why would I going to spend the money? And it's a lot of money to go to Chicago to
Say Chicago.
Chicago
Chicago.
to see Celebration when I can watch it in the comfort of my home, on
That's very true.
YouTube.
When
And
we
not
were
have
there
to
last
spend a lot
time,
of
they
money.
were when that guy was at the cantina. It was all recorded and everything.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, people were seeing
I mean,
us on live stream.
we've not missed a Celebration for like the last 10 plus years. I love going to Celebration.
Well, if it was in America.
It is. I was gonna say it's a great celebration. It's a great time, and I love like the 501st parties and things like that. We've had a lot of viewers join the channel because of Star Wars and stuff. I love Star Wars. I don't love the community that has reared its head recently, and combining that with like there were a couple of days in the last celebration when it was in Orlando that I felt like it was so oversold, and it became like misery trying to wait in line for some of the panels and
It was
things
very
like that
packed.
too.
Oh yeah.
So, I mean, we could always change our minds, but one of the nails in the coffin was the fact that Kiss is playing here on their final tour. One of their stops, their Tampa stop, is that Friday of Celebration, and we bought Kiss tickets. So
Yeah.
we have Celebration tickets too. So, in all likelihood, either one or the other is going to be sold. And I apologize for the sniffles. I am getting sick. One of the things in here, the next question is from Raven. Any advice for beginning vloggers? The biggest advice I'd say
Be optimistic.
is, optimistic. Content is king. So if I'd say be more concerned over content or putting things out there that you want to convey or you think people want to see or you believe in. Honesty is a big thing, I think, for us. And the other one is having a thick skin, because every time that you put a single video out there, it's out there for everybody else to judge.
And judge they do.
Yeah. So those would kind of be the big tips. Next one from Julie. Could you ever imagine moving away from Florida and not being theme park regulars?
Yes.
She answers quickly. I love Florida. It's cold the last few days, and I've been like suffering because I hate the cold weather.
I'm gonna live in a swamp.
But I mean,
In a swamp?
Yeah.
Yeah, we live in a swamp now.
but if we ever had to move away, I mean, I'm fine. Yeah, I moved from New York to here, and I'm good.
At least for like half a year, we're living in a swamp.
I just don't want to move somewhere cold.
The opportunity came up like 9 years ago to move, but it was to move to Minnesota for work opportunity. And Mary was like, "Nah, that's okay.
Nope.
We're not going to do that." I've floated it out there about moving back to New York, but the only way that I would move back to New York is if we could live in the city itself. And I was like, this is like Mary's first comment, like as far as living in the city, like we're going to live in like a shoebox, like closet type of an apartment because of the costs. And I said I would still rather do that and like overlook like the park or something like that than live sometimes with the heat here and things like that. I don't need to go to a theme park all the time. I think if the world was to end tomorrow, we've seen the theme parks enough to.
I can tell you where everything is.
Yeah, we walk in there, we're like, oh, here,
You know,
here.
it's not to say we don't love going to the parks. I love going to the parks, but I don't need to go to the parks. I could certainly see moving away from Florida. I would say
If we had to.
an end goal for me for, like Jess graduates and things like that is, like I said, get an RV. I'd love to be able to just travel the country and,
Except you have to like suck the poop out
pop
of
up.
RVs.
Yeah, that's fine. That'll be your
We would
job.
have to have a lot of money put away for that, too.
Yeah. So we're going to need that virtual tip jar.
Start a GoFundMe.
The next question is from Matt. What, in your opinion, is the most overrated and underrated park?
Overrated Disney. Magic Kingdom.
I don't know.
Underrated Animal Kingdom. Because that's usually the last park you will go to on your vacation.
That's actually,
Yeah, a lot of
that's
people
right.
skip it still.
That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. Underrated.
I would say SeaWorld is underrated, too. It's a cute, really fun thing, especially in the Christmas time. But
Underrated.
Mhm.
Overrated.
Underrated.
He asked for overrated too.
Oh.
I don't
Overrated.
know.
For me, overrated, and this is always a comment that pisses people off, but overrated would be Epcot for the festivals and the food. I know Mary likes getting the food at these
Ooh, I
things.
had some fruit sushi.
But I'm still not a fan of spending like $6 or $7 for every food sample. So I think that's overrated. Underrated park, I would say Animal Kingdom for sure here, but one park that's not here, but another thing that we've visited a few times over the last few
I
months.
know the answer.
Yeah, with Six Flags, it gets such a knock. I think as far as a company, but we've had some really great times at Six Flags over the
amazing.
last couple of times that we've been there. So like the ride, the roller coasters are amazing.
The people.
Monster Mansion's great.
Yeah, Monster Mansion is
What's that?
pretty damn
The dark
funny.
ride with the boat.
With the boat.
A duck?
Dark ride.
Oh.
Yeah, the duck ride.
When you go through it, it's like, what?
So anyway, that's my thoughts. Next one's from Rich. Disney are doing live remakes at the moment. If you could remake any movie, what would it be and who would you cast? I can answer this first. I don't want to see any remakes of any of these movies. We saw The Beauty and the Beast. I thought it was pretty good. I
thought it was
enjoyed
I
it.
thought he meant remakes as in they're doing the plays.
No,
No.
they've got like the Jungle Book is being made with The Rock and everything. I would not remake any Disney classic cartoons.
No, you keep them as is. Like Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. No, just don't ever do anything like that.
Says the person that watched Once Upon a Time or whatever it was.
That was
But
very
that
true.
has nothing to do with those stories. They're all weird changes.
I
Yeah.
have one. Mulan 3.
Mulan 3.
Yeah, do you know there's Mulan 2?
Who would you cast as Mulan?
The cartoons.
Now you said you want to make the movie. Who are you going to put in the movie to star?
Yeah.
The
Who's-
same people, the cartoon people.
Ariana Grande?
No. She's not. No.
All right. Melissa asks, what's your favorite ride at Magic Kingdom? Haunted Mansion.
Is the People Mover right?
Yep.
Yeah, People Mover.
The railroad. No. Yeah. No. The the Congo River.
Congo River? What are you talking about? There's no Congo River at Magic Kingdom.
What do you sit in on a boat and it takes you around to see some animals? Jungle Cruise.
Jungle Cruise. Congo River.
Yes! All right, a couple more Facebook questions. Jennifer asks, who or what inspired you to start vlogging? Who are your favorite vloggers? We already talked about what inspired us. I think it's Eddie
That's
is
not
joining
Sammy.
the act here. So we could talk about who's your favorite vloggers. I don't watch a lot of the people locally in theme park vloggers because I'm not necessarily interested in theme park vlogs. I think I'm more interested in just general stuff. So I like Casey Neistat still when he uploads stuff. I like Peter McKinnon.
I don't really watch like vloggers, just YouTubers themselves.
So what are your favorite YouTubers?
I have a lot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like who?
Well, it depends.
She watches beauty stuff.
I watch that. I watch a lot of gaming stuff. I watch
Mm-hmm.
a lot of like day-to-day stuff. Just not vlogging, just weird.
David Dobrik.
Yeah, it's very true. Like that
What-
whole section.
Yeah. What is the girl?
I can't tell you.
God, I don't know her name.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
browse quickly through my subscriptions to
I
give
can-
you some
wait,
names of
I
things
can
that I'm
tell you
watching.
what I have.
But I typically watch Crazy Russian Hacker or Taras
Threadbanger.
Ghoul.
Oh.
Threadbanger, you said?
Yeah, they're in North Carolina.
Chris Stuckman. For camera reviews, Kai W. I do watch like Daily Dose of Internet. I still will watch PewDiePie from time to time. Philip DeFranco
too.
from time to time. Marquise Brown Lee for reviews.
Oh, who's the girl that reviews movies?
Grace Randolph.
Yeah.
Justine. For vloggers, actually, I like watching Liz's vlogs, Disco Liz. So if you guys follow her at all, I like watching Liz's stuff that's not from Florida, especially too.
Yeah, all the stuff in Texas. That's fun.
You Can Do It. I like You Can Do It because I like the perspective for the stuff overseas.
There's a cat here.
Retro Spectrum. So our friend Brandon, I like watching his stuff. The Disney Double Dose, I like watching their stuff also. Wrestle Talk for wrestling stuff.
Oh yeah.
So
actually, I like that too.
then like probably my favorite YouTube person is Haircut Harry. I still watch his stuff all the
Ridiculous.
time. So, but anyway,
Oh yeah, and just watch as Clever that just got
Clever and Smosh.
booted
yeah.
and
So
Smosh.
sorry, that's not the answer you're probably looking for as far as
There's
just
just a lot of
specific
people.
vlogs.
I don't watch anything other than if they're watching it. So I'm sorry.
So, I mean, Dan has like a bunch of different questions, and I can't answer like 8 questions here, but
Go as fast as you can.
let's see.
I'll tell you my
I
answers
gotta-
telepathically.
How did Mary and I meet? Mary was working at a supermarket, and I met her working at a supermarket. What was your favorite part of Disney and Universal during this year's Halloween season? Stop that, you said?
No, I'm sorry.
What was my favorite
Decorations.
parts? Yeah, decorations, I guess. I love the Halloween season altogether.
Yeah.
Yeah, decorations.
I'm planning a trip for 3 days in May to take my niece, who will be turning 5. Any special things we could do at Disney on her birthday?
Tell them it's your birthday. Sometimes you get a birthday.
Yeah, make sure you get the button
Birthday
for the
button.
birthday.
Yeah,
And
you
if-
get special things.
And if she does want to do the bippity boppity boo
Yeah,
boutique,
Bippity Boppity is a good thing, and there's like everything like that, like any of these special extra things, it is a crap load of money.
yeah,
It
the
is.
bippity boppity.
Bippity
is
Boppity is a lot of
insane.
money, and we had a friend that came in.
But isn't there still like a hair place that you can
Oh,
get
the
glitter in your
haircut.
hair?
Yeah, the haircutting
Yeah, you
place
could
when you first walk in.
Yeah, you can go to the barbershop and they'll just give
They'll
you
put
the
glitter
Glitter.
on your hair.
glitter in the hair. I think that's like free.
I don't know,
Or maybe
but
there's
it's
a
really
small
pretty.
charge.
Yeah, I think it's free.
Pixie dust, they call it.
Uh-huh.
Putting pixie dust in. Then there was an expensive upcharge, like a tea type of thing that they had, I think, at the Grand Floridian for little girls. That we had a friend that came in and did, but that was
Oh, like a tea
fairly
party?
fairly expensive to do. Some of the character meals are good too, like for little girls at least. I mean, like the Cinderella meal in the castle, if you're able to do that, because you meet the different
that's
princesses.
cool.
I was gonna say Winnie the Pooh because you can meet all of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, at the Crystal Palace.
And they have good kid options.
Yep.
Yeah.
Tally asked, "What's your favorite?" Oh boy, what's your favorite park ride, place to eat, rock band, movie? I guess just
A
name
lot.
one of them because we've already talked
Wait,
about parks.
ride. We already did.
We said parks and rides already. Place to eat. So I guess what's your favorite place to eat in rock band or movie altogether?
I am representing my favorite place.
Chewies.
Chewy's. We like Chewy's.
I love Chewies.
What's your favorite place to eat?
I
Starbucks too.
I love everything.
Who's
I don't
drinking
know.
as you do.
I don't think I have a favorite place.
My favorite place is Goodfellas in DeBary, Florida. It's a little bit of a hike outside of Orlando, but Italian food is the best there.
That's good.
Favorite rock band?
I have a
Van
whole lot
Halen.
of them.
Just choose the first one.
Judas.
Cedar.
Huh?
Cedar.
Cedar.
Justice
And
Seether, Mary's
Judas
Judas
Priest.
Priest. Favorite movie?
I have mine.
Mine's Bambi.
No, it's not.
I know.
the Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Ah,
It'll never change.
mine's Talladega Nights.
No, it's not. Say Bambi.
That's one of my favorites, but
I think Star Wars is probably my favorite.
It's false.
I like Caddyshack a lot too. Okay, next question because we're going
yeah.
faster and faster now. Next one's from John Adam.
Smith?
If you were yogurt, would you be fruit at the bottom or stirred?
What? Sorry, I was making too many
That's
jokes.
really funny.
It's a good question.
I like fruit at the bottom.
Same thing.
Wait, what? Can you say it one more time?
If you were yogurt, would you be fruit at the bottom or stirred?
Stirred.
Okay. Mom and I would be fruit at the bottom.
Why?
Because that's what I like.
The last question from Facebook is from Jennifer. What are your favorite Universal rides?
The Mummy, Cat in the Hat, Men in Black.
Cat in the Hat, Men in Black. I don't think I ride too many rides, so.
I think mine is Mummy is my favorite ride.
Those seats are so small.
Mummy and
Cat
I
in the
like
Hat.
Cat in the Hat.
And Men in Black.
I like Men in Black. E.T. for sure.
Yeah.
E.T.
You like Spider-Man.
Spider-Man's cool.
Yep.
I actually like Spider-Man.
All right, the next one's going to go by hashtag for Ask VFTCS. So if you did not use the hashtag, I could try to search in here, but I think we'll have to see if we can find any others that we might be missing. But the first one is here's a good one. It's from Ken. How has vlogging changed for you overall over the past few years? Is it good, worse, or indifferent?
Different.
Indifferent.
No, just different.
How has it changed you? Or changed?
I mean, you get used to people looking at you weird because you have a camera in front of you all the time.
Yeah.
You meet a lot of cool people.
That's true.
Yeah.
But then it's
that's
also
true.
like something you have to explain to someone else because not everyone necessarily knows what you're doing.
Especially you. Yeah.
So then it makes it different.
I think the what's changed is when we started, we had there were less people doing what we were doing at the time, and some people have fallen off altogether. Other people have done really well for themselves, and we've done fairly well. But there's been so many people, and anybody that has a phone or has a camera now, when you go to the park, is doing the same thing. Outside of just trying to film the experience that we're having, and I think we get that comment from people sometimes, like it feels like they're along with us for the ride. Everything kind of does feel like more of a competition sometimes with other people because there's so many different people out there. And I think there's a lot of cool people that you meet, but like Jess said, or as Jess said, there was a lot of cool people that you meet, but there's also a lot of, like, we've picked up, like I can't say it again at the beginning of the video, so many haters. And it's crazy when you just think, what you're doing is sharing an experience with folks. But
Folks.
I know in the
Yeah.
beginning I always was like, no, don't film me, and then I got used to it.
Yep. So the next one is from Everything Burger. What's something that myself and Mary haven't done? You've been married so long, is there something you've always wanted to do but you haven't gotten around to? And what are your favorite non-theme park things to do in Orlando? It's a secondary
I want
question.
to go on a cruise.
Yeah, I'd like to do a
Haven't
cruise.
been out of the country for you
But
too.
the one thing, and I'm surprised Mary didn't jump up and say this, like we said at our like 10-year mark, we were going to renew our vows in Vegas by Elvis.
By Elvis, and we never did.
We
Guess
never
who
did.
can go in casinos?
And then we said at 15 we were going to do it, and now in a couple of months we'll be coming up on 20. So I don't know if we'll get out to Vegas to do it or not.
We have so many concerts and stuff coming up this year. Oh my god.
But that's one thing that we haven't done.
Maybe 25.
Maybe. Maybe. Or, we've talked about, even go back to the RV thing again. We wanted to try to, even test run or stay in, the infield of Daytona. We didn't do that.
Oh, yeah.
We wanted to go camping at the campsites. We didn't do that yet.
I do want to go camping.
I don't know about camping.
But we've done a lot. What are favorite non-theme park things to do in Orlando? It's almost like it's tough to say because so many of them.
I love going to the local baseball field. That's one of my
So we
favorite
go to
things.
the Tortugas a lot. We love doing minor league baseball. If there was professional teams here, we would do it. I mean, I love the Lightning, and I think I'm probably one of the few people that consistently travels to Tampa from Orlando to go to see them, or the Bucks. We got a Bucks game coming up this weekend also that we'll be traveling to.
I like walking around the park, like Altamont,
Yeah, Cranes Roost.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of parks to go to, like Jess was saying. So we've done a lot of natural parks and things to go.
Trails and
and
Trails are
stuff like
fun.
that. Yeah, looking at the manatees. That's a great thing also.
That's coming up soon.
Yeah, now. Jen asks, what's your favorite wrestler in WWE or Ring of Honor? It's always tough because Jess is going to be like, oh. There.
I have two.
Who's your favorite wrestlers?
Yes.
Cody Rhodes.
No, I hate him.
Oh.
Goldust.
I hate that guy too.
Cody Rhodes.
No.
The Young Bucks.
Chris Jericho.
No.
Chris Jericho.
Why would I like him?
I like him.
You give up? Once dead.
Bully Ray.
No.
Oh, the Undertaker.
No.
No?
He's not dead.
Well.
He just wrestled last month.
I know.
But,
The Ultimate Warrior.
Oh.
okay.
And then who's my favorite? Venom.
Oh, yeah.
I have two things
He
signed
has
by
a
him.
picture.
Oh, Abyss.
Yeah.
Yep. My
Yours is Cody Rhodes
Cody Rhodes. No,
with his face mask.
my favorite altogether, historically, was Bret Hart.
And Shawn Michaels.
No. Who is my favorite wrestler now? Like the WWE is they've cornered the market on going after everybody, but their product sucks so bad that it's tough to pick somebody. I guess I'd have to say current that's still actually not hurt or anything would be Seth Rollins.
What about, I forgot his name. The one that came from UFC.
No.
Brock Lesnar.
Also, I like AJ Styles
Oh, I like, the other man.
and Shinsuke Nakamura,
I forgot his name.
Dean Ambrose,
No, I hate him.
Roman Reigns.
Yes.
Yeah, Roman.
he's hurt.
The pretty
He's
guy.
pretty.
Roman get well. Ring of Honor. The tough thing about saying this is that as soon as I say who I like from Ring of Honor, like all of those guys are going to be gone in another month. So, who do I like from Ring of Honor right now? Like my two favorites are Marty Scurll and Hangman Page are my two favorites, I
Who are your
believe.
favorites?
I don't know.
And Kenny
any of them.
Omega.
There's a lot of good wrestlers right now for females.
You don't have any favorites?
I
Say
just said
Charlotte.
Chris Jericho.
Oh, Chris Jericho.
You
Yeah, I
didn't
love
say
Jericho.
I did.
You said it like mind waves.
Yeah.
Before. You were
Okay.
asking her and said, who do you like? And I said, I like Chris Jericho. And you're like, why would I like Chris Jericho?
All right, the next one here is from Scott. Is there any band you haven't seen in concert that you want to see?
Yes.
Don't say Linkin Park again. Bands that exist now.
Panic at the Disco.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
We didn't see that. I've seen everybody.
That is false.
I want to see Tool.
No, I
you
No,
don't.
I'm just kidding.
I know.
hate Tool. They're gonna play Rockville, and I'm gonna be like, okay, I'm gonna go to Cracker Barrel early.
Who I haven't seen?
Well, until recently, it was like Iron Maiden too.
Well, yeah, but now I've seen them. I never have seen Billy Squire.
Oh,
Why do we
okay.
want to see someone? His last name sounds like
I saw
squirrel.
Billy Squire before Open for Bon Jovi.
Yeah.
What about you?
Who do I want to see?
That you have not.
I don't know if there's anybody out there that I haven't seen that I
Panic
want to
at the
see.
Disco.
Yeah, I would see them.
I haven't seen them.
That's a tough question.
Yeah, that's really tough.
I don't know if there's anybody necessarily that I really need to see or what I want to see that I haven't seen yet.
Rihanna.
Nope.
No.
Nope. Next one's from Sandy. Do you ever get tired of vlogging? Does it become tedious? And does Mary get annoyed by it? We already answered this before in like hour number 1 of this marathon. But yeah, you get tired of it. And when you get tired, I just don't record or put anything up.
I don't get annoyed. I just get worried because he's exhausted all the time. And I always tell him he's got to take a break.
Yeah, there's one thing for sure that I've probably never said this before, but I mean, there are some people that vlog and then like other people edit and everything, and Jess has offered to edit in the past and everything, but I tend to have a vision of like what I'm doing and put stuff out. So, you know, if you're working 8 or 10 hours a day and then you try to record stuff and then you try to edit stuff, it only leaves you with like 4 hours of sleep a night sometimes and everything, and then you pretty much run yourself into the ground. From Adrian, who's your favorite Lightning player? Now, I saw this question when
Brown
you put this out
Kanowski.
there 2 days ago, and I was like, oh my god, that is a great question.
The Vaseline Man.
Yeah, Vasilevsky. That's Jess's favorite player. I will say this. At one time, going back like a year and a half, or it was probably even longer than that, Tyler Johnson commented on the video at one point because I think he like Horror Nights stuff, and I was like, fanboy. It's tough to choose a favorite player. I could easily go with Stamkos or Cooch. I would, you know.
I met a new one. Insert picture here.
I don't know, maybe I'd say Tyler Johnson.
No, you say Vaseline Man with me.
No. I do love Stamkos though. I don't even love Stamkos is like, that guy could have gone to like anywhere and decided to stay with Tampa to try to win and stayed, you know. My biggest criticism for anybody that plays sports in Florida is that you get money in Florida till a certain point and then people just bail on the team here and people don't stay loyal, and Stamkos stayed loyal. So I mean, this is real. I don't know if I've said this before in a video. I thought I did, but maybe I didn't. But first of all, when Marty left or wanted to leave, I was so pissed. But and then I was mad that like we forever get treated like the ex-girlfriend that comes running right back to in an abusive relationship, like when we wanted to retire or have like a St. Louis day, and you know, we welcome these guys back with open arms after they completely just like crapped on us when they wanted to get out. I loved Marty. I love Stammer. You know, when Stammer's contract was up, I sat in the bedroom when I was cleaning stuff at the time, and they had announced that he was potentially leaving to go to another team at that point, and I literally cried. And
Yeah, I know.
and I told Mary, like, I was like, I am devastated. Like, I cannot believe that this is happening, and I'm getting like emotional even thinking about it now. Like, you just don't have. And I did the same thing. Like, by the way, like I bawled when Wayne Gretzky retired, like when he was on the
Well,
Rangers
yeah,
and stuff
that,
too.
I
but,
mean, everybody did, even though I didn't follow the Rangers.
But I guess I'd go with Stamkos. I love the team altogether. You know, I think fanboy type thing. Like, if I could ever get the opportunity to do like a video behind the scenes or a meeting, like the Lightning players in the organization, and if anybody was ever watching this that made that happen, I mean, like, oh my God, dude, I don't think it would be
He would actually pass out, and yeah.
I think it would be like, you know, when you used to watch like those old Michael Jackson videos with like the girls that would rush to the barrier and like screaming and tears streaming down their faces. But, oh, good news. Somebody's trying to sign into my Yahoo account.
Yay.
So, let's see if we missed any other questions there. Yeah, somebody else asked. Dixieland Farm Chris, and these are guys that didn't follow the hashtag AskVFTCS, so there's just a couple left here. But Dixieland Farm Chris, do you think the Orlando theme park vlogosphere has gotten oversaturated? If yes, does that affect the content that you want to make?
Yes and no.
Yeah. I do think that there's a lot of choices out there for people, and there's a lot of people creating content. I don't necessarily think of us as like a theme park thing. I think that's one component of things that we do. So does that affect the content that we make? I don't need to go to, I think what happened like this year is like Halloween Horror Nights. In years past, we used to go and film things all the time and everything. But if there's really not a lot to film, I didn't feel compelled this time around to have to sit in every scare zone every night for hours at a night to film different things. And people assumed that I didn't go to the event, but I went to the event and I didn't film anything. Or we filmed very little and put things combined in a video because
There weren't very many scares.
yeah, there wasn't much to do. So
To do.
we found other things to show you, and I think we strive to try to find other things to show that there's other stuff that's happening out there.
Yeah.
So this is two more questions. Next one's from John. Do you see a time in the future that you would be a full-time vlogger? On the other hand, do you think you'll stop to concentrate on work and family life? I think we answered this before. I'm never going to do this full-time unless all of a sudden like there's a miracle and people are, we've got a couple million subscribers that you can take some time off and do this for an X period of time. I'm going to say this again and people are going to laugh. Like, I don't think that this is going to last forever. Like, I don't think YouTube itself, especially with the legislation and stuff that's happening overseas. I don't know. I love doing this stuff. If I could do it full time, I guess so. But I guess, it also, I like day job life and everything. And, does it concentrate on work and family life? I mean, I don't think that work or family life has really suffered. So I think, do you disagree?
No, sometimes family life, but I mean, not to a
We do more things together, but not necessarily fun.
for her. Yeah.
Yeah, some of the theme park stuff for sure. Like when we do some things, like Jess is not too interested with some of the stuff. But I think this last year, I mean, especially with people in the family being sick and everything too, like we've really kind of curved off and
We've had more
focused
family
more
time.
on
Yeah.
But actual family time.
yeah.
Yeah, this year we've actually had a lot of family time.
It's a lot of family time.
Yeah. Yep. And what's the other funny thing is like sometimes when I'm out and I'm not with them, and people assume like, where's Mary or Jess and everything, like they're happy when I'm not home sometimes, or they're not with me sometimes. Because
We cook food that he doesn't eat.
yeah,
Very true.
they enjoy time without me at times too. So if you think we've got haters on the channel, think about like having to live with me 24/7.
Live with all of us.
Yeah. So I think the last question here is from MK. If you could travel anywhere and no budget, where would you go?
Europe.
Where in Europe?
I want to go to Greece Italy, Spain, and Ireland.
Guess where I want to go? It's in Europe too.
I know where you want to go.
Japan.
No.
That's
No.
not Europe.
She wants to go to Germany.
Well, wrong.
No?
Yes.
Oh.
Where?
What's next?
Oh, I'm blocking Mary's face.
It's next to it. I want to go to
France?
No,
Hungary.
Hungary.
Oh, Hungary. Yep. I'd love to go all through Europe.
Backpacking?
I'd love to. Yeah, I wouldn't care. That would be cool. I'd like to go all
England. England.
through. Yeah, I'd like to go to England, and I'd love to go see some of the like ridiculous, massive festival
I want to
concerts.
go to Rome
Oh, yeah.
because I want to see their architecture,
Yeah.
and I want to go to Paris to see the the
The loaf of bread.
no
Leaning Tower Pizza.
no the Eiffel Tower.
Oh.
I'd like to go to Japan and
Oh,
China.
Dubai is supposed to be really futuristic too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd like to go, even to see like the pyramids.
I'd love to
Ooh,
see the pyramids.
That's fun. That's in Egypt.
Yeah, I'd
They
like
have
to
some
see
in
like all of
Mexico.
these different places. But yeah, I would love to travel the world. If it was if I was independently wealthy. We've joked about this, like when the Powerball and lotteries went all the way through, like through the roof. Like,
999, yeah.
what are you gonna do? And I was like, just travel,
Oh,
just all
hell
the
yeah.
time.
You said get your own plane.
Buy a couple of
Yeah,
houses.
that's
go,
exactly what I said. So what did you say?
You said get your plane.
Yeah, I said I was going to get my own plane and just have like pilots and like everything staffed so that we could just go wherever we want to go.
Yeah.
That would be the plan.
That would be cool.
But that's all of our questions. So tomorrow we're off to, at least 2 of us, 2 out of 3 are off to Epcot for Christmas stuff. 1 out of 3 has to work. 1 out of 3 right now feels sick and is going to go to sleep.
Yep.
But thank you for all of the questions and everything. I think we would like to be able to get to do this stuff more often, just like hangout wise, on live streams, but not necessarily have to have like epic length live streams too. Like maybe just pop in for like a half an hour here and there, so that we can connect with people and answer questions and
Say hi.
feel like everyone's hanging out together. So anyway, thank you for the mail, Dan. It feels like it was hours ago that we talked about that. And thank you for all of the questions from everybody and the feedback. So it was some really good questions this time around. And thank you always for watching what we are putting out and everything. And thanks for listening to
And
me ramble.
commenting and all that fun stuff.
Yep. So, all right. Thank you very much for all of your likes and your comments and your subscriptions. Treat others the way you want to be treated. Have a great night.
Good night.
We'll see you guys.